Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1380. Good morning. It is Tuesday. It's Cubs Convention weekend. I am ready. Wrong hand. I am ready. Bum, 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 bum. Cubs Convention this weekend. Hobby Evolution will not be here on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be back on Monday. We will go live on Thursday morning before I head out on Thursday afternoon. Dave Arnold, one of my Cubs Convention roommates in the house. What's up, BPC? Cubs Convention week. Looking forward to it. Later today, I will have my, for autographs, I have my book that you put, the little photo stickers in, you put the cards in, so it's easy to sign. I need to just order like a case of those damn things because every January and March, and usually in March or February as I prepare for spring training, it's like, oh shit, I need even more and more and more. And I put like 3 orders in on Amazon for those damn things. And so I should just order a case. So those, I've got a couple boxes coming today. So I'll start getting my cards ready and let's go. Let's go. CubsCon 2025. So, yesterday, a lot of shipping yesterday. And there's going to be more shipping today. And it's Tuesday, which means we go live tonight, 7 p.m. Central. Check out my eBay store, see what's shaking, 99centcards.com. In the Buy It Now section, you can save 25% when you buy 7 or more items at regular price. Check it out, 99centcards.com. Tonight, 7 p.m. Central, we go live here on YouTube and watch the countdown of each auction that ends tonight. So check the auctions out tonight. Maybe we'll do a little preview coming up this morning of what is ending. I did list some auctions that started last night. I was trying to get some auctions listed. I ended up scheduling like 5 auctions last night as I was on the couch watching the Vikings-Rams game last night. But I was in multiple like text conversations and was really slowing me down. So I didn't get too many auctions scheduled for tonight. So I've got a lot to do because I want to get another at least 50 auctions scheduled. And I want to have good stuff for Tuesday so we're not just twiddling our thumbs watching a bunch of 99-cent auctions get no bids. So try to put some good stuff in for tonight. How about that game last night, Vikings-Rams? Man, that was a dud. I wanted the Vikings to win, and they got blown out. I don't know what the final score was. I turned it off, but it was like 24-3 at one point. The NFC North, not doing well. Vince, Packer fan, I'm sorry. Packers suck, man. 0-2 in 2025. The Green Bay Packers have lost to the Chicago Bears and a first-round exit to the Eagles. Not looking good up there in Green Bay, my friend. Not so good for the Packers. And a fingertip away from getting swept by the Chicago Bears this season. Ouch. The NFC North, not looking good. Not looking good in the NFC North. Vikings get crushed. Packers get crushed. Hopefully the Lions don't follow suit. We got Lions in Washington this weekend. I'm getting the Commanders and Guardians confused. The Washington football team, the Redskins, and the Lions this weekend. I think Saturday night. I think it's the 8 p.m. game on Saturday. But wow. NFC North. So still rooting for the Lions. Again, I was pulling for the Vikings. I wanted the Vikings to win, but it doesn't bother me that they lost, that the Rams won. Like if it was like I'm trying to think of NFC teams. Like if it were the Packers, like go Vikings. If it were the Cowboys, I know they're not in the playoffs, but if it were the Cowboys, I'd care more. But the Rams, good for LA. So, really, really don't care. I'm really pulling at this point. I'm a Lions fan. Go Lions. And hopefully they can pull it off and do the NFC North right this weekend. What else? That's about all I did yesterday was shipped my ass off. God, yeah, nothing else, just shipped. I did order my case of Top Series 1 yesterday. I think Knackley Collectibles has a question we can talk about. Ordered a jumbo case, and I thought the prices, I feel like the hobby box prices, and I probably touched on this yesterday morning, hobby boxes were $80, which I feel was less than, I feel like they were $100 last year, or 100, more than 100. I went back and looked at my account from last year. I also ordered a jumbo case last year. And it was less. I think I paid $100 more this year than I did last year, which it is what it is. Everything goes up, right? I'm not surprised. So at least jumbo price did go up a little bit. And that's just to be expected, right? So I did order my jumbo case. Checklist came out. No surprises on the checklist, at least at first glance. The rookie class is pretty weak. Dylan Cruz, James Wood, Jacob Wilson for the Oakland A's, probably in that second tier. James Wood, Dylan Cruz will be like the top tier rookies, which is weak. And then Jacob Wilson, there's some other like second tier rookies. No Cubs rookies, which I'm not surprised. Cubs didn't have too many players make their debuts last year. That don't have rookies. Of course, Shota Imanaga debuted last year, has a rookie card. Porter Hodge has a rookie card. Who else am I missing? There's a couple other guys that have rookie cards. I think Kevin Alcantara, probably the biggest name, but he just had a cup of coffee. Like he played in like 1 or 2 games. So I'm not surprised he didn't get a rookie card. And then like Hunter Biggie, which he ended up getting traded in the Morel trade. And a couple others that were, Ben Brown. I can't remember if he had a rookie card. I don't think Ben Brown had a rookie card. So no big surprises on the checklist. So we're about a month away from the release. Let's go to Knackley's comment as we're talking tops. He says, should we be concerned that Top Series 1 didn't sell out on the first day? Absolutely not. I think there should be more concern if they did sell out. They print Series 1 to the fucking moon, and I'm okay with it. I think Series 1 should be printed like it's 1989. Topps flagship should be printed to demand plus. I would be more concerned if Topps claimed they were sold out on the first day, because that would give people false impressions. So no, it shouldn't sell out, and no concerns whatsoever, because I'm sure they sold a whole shit ton. It's a unit of measurement here in the Midwest. I'm sure they sold a shit ton yesterday, probably same, maybe more than last year, maybe less than last year. Who knows? But no concerns whatsoever over print runs, because they're going to print it to the moon, and that's okay. It should be printed to the moon. Top Series 1, those that say, well, there's not a product that's affordable, everything's high price, which people said 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and even 40 years ago. Oh, I can't believe it's 25 cents for a pack of baseball cards. I paid a nickel when I was a kid. I remember hearing that when I was, of course, by the time I was a kid buying packs, they were 50 cents, which was 10x what the previous generation paid for. And I remember back in my day, we paid a nickel for a pack of cards, and you could even buy a penny. You only got one card, but it was only a penny. 50 cents. My God. The world's going to come to an end if it ever hits $1. Oh my God. Kind of like gas. Oh my God. If gas hits $1 a gallon, we're going to go broke and the world's going to end. And it doesn't. So I don't know where I got off on that tangent, but here we are. Here we are. Top Series 1, print to the moon. I'm okay with it. Let's see where are we at. Let's go say hello to the chat. I don't have a topic today, as you can probably imagine by looking at the thumbnail. If I have a generic thumbnail, he didn't bring anything to talk about today. So it's the chat needs to bring the topics today. Sports card ripping teacher, stay out of Green Bay. Stay out of that Packer business. Go Bears. Tracy, good morning. And he says, yes, good morning. Mr. Archer is here. Good morning. Victor's in the house. What's happening? Victor's going to be at Cubs Convention this weekend. Dave Arnold's going to be at Cubs Convention this weekend. It's going to be a load of fun, barrel of fun. Sports card ripping teacher says, is that a big clock on a chain? That's the Bo Superfractor, which I've got a new chain. This chain actually just arrived in the mail yesterday. This is 3D printed, by the way. And this is the PSA version of the slab chain. So I'll be rocking this at Cubs Convention. I mean, I think I've been thinking if I want to, I think I might just to have like one, like a victory, a last dance at Cubs Convention, because for the last how many years? 5 years, I've been wearing my sandwich board, counting the Cubs, and I've got to bring it, right? And with 1 million plus. So I think I'm going to bring the Cubs cardometer one last time, where it's going to have 1 million plus, and then we'll retire it. So just have to have my victory dance, my victory lap at CubsCon this weekend with the Cubs cardometer. So we're going to do that. Troy's here. What's happening? Good morning. David is here. Good morning. Red Light 34. The only team I want to lose is the fucking Chiefs. F-bomb. F-bomb. I don't mind the Chiefs. The Chiefs are one of the teams that I would prefer to advance because I'm familiar. I enjoy familiarity in the playoffs. Like, I really don't care unless it's the Packers. Sorry, Vince. I don't want the Cowboys to win. And really, I don't want like the Giants if they're ever in. Same with the Cowboys, they're not in. But I want like familiar. And there's a lot of familiarity. I like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. So the Chiefs are a team that like I'd like to see. What's the bracket look like? Oh, we want to keep that tab up. What's the NFL playoff bracket? Okay. Don't let me down, USA Today. All right, here we go. Complete playoff brackets and odds. All right, so we've got the Ravens versus the Bills. So in that matchup, I want the Bills. Although I'm not as familiar with the Bills, but here's why I want the Buffalo Bills. Here, let's show you the playoff bracket. And I'm going to share why. All right. Pop that down, pop me down. All right. So here we go. So I want the Buffalo Bills, and this goes back to like the early 90s when the Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. The first time, I think it was the Giants, right? Was that Super Bowl 25? Giants and Bills back in 91, the 90 season. We had a friend of the family was from Buffalo. And so I remember I was 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. And like it's Giants and Bills. And like the Super Bowl was like, it's a thing, right? Especially in the late 80s, early 90s. Like there's nothing else on TV. And remember, I grew up without cable television. So it was in my neck of the woods, it was 4, 6, 8, and 18. CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, and WQPT, which is the public television station, which only my dad watched that for Bob Vila, Red Green, and Antiques Roadshow. So when the Giants and Bills played in the Super Bowl, it's like, well, who are we going to root for in the Super Bowl? And my mom was like, oh, well, Father Herbach is from New York, so let's root for the Giants. And she's like, who are they playing? I'm like, Buffalo Bills. And she said, Father Herbach is from Buffalo. So we rooted for the Buffalo Bills for Father Herbach, which is ironic because Father Herbach was a Catholic priest and we were not Catholic. But he was a great man who I'm sure I think he was like 90 years old back in 1990. So I'm sure he has passed away. So Bills, Ravens, I'm rooting for the Buffalo Bills just for nostalgia's sake and redeem one for Scott Norwood. Texans, Chiefs, unlike Red Light 34, I'm going to say go fucking Chiefs. I don't want the Texans to win. And I think I guess I am a little bit familiar with CJ Stroud, and that's about it. I'm familiar with CJ Stroud. Kansas City Chiefs, you got Mahomes, you got Kelsey, Taylor Swift up in the crowd. So I'm going to root for Kansas City. So I want Kansas City versus Buffalo. At that point, I really don't care who represents the AFC. Like, I'll take the Bills, I'll take the Chiefs. I'd probably... I have to choose. I'm probably going to say Chiefs in the Super Bowl just because of all the familiarity. All right, NFC. We've got the Eagles and Rams. I really don't care either way. I'm going to say Rams. I was actually a Rams fan for part of my life. Ironically, I was a Rams fan when they were in LA the first time. My neighbor was a big Los Angeles Rams fan, and he would always try to convert me. And he'd go to games and he'd bring back, a pennant or a T-shirt because I was a big Bears fan. So I kind of like the Rams because I've got all this shit. And then they moved to St. Louis and they started training at Western Illinois down in Macomb. And so we would go because it was only, hour and a half, hour, 45 minutes from where I grew up. And we would go there in the summers. And then I worked Rams camp when I was in radio for the last 2 years. They trained at WIU. So I've got a little history with the Rams. So I'm going to go for the Rams. Rams over Eagles. You've got Washington versus the Lions. Lions. So in the NFC, I want the Rams versus the Lions. And no doubter, I want the Lions in the Super Bowl. I want Lions Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's my Super Bowl. That's what I want. That's not what's going to happen. What's probably going to happen is who are the two least favorite teams I want to get there? Ravens and Commanders. It's probably going to be Baltimore, Washington in the Super Bowl because that's not who I want at all. And you're going to keep hearing, well, the Bears should have drafted Jaden Daniels because the Washington, whoever they are, got to the Super Bowl. So I don't want Washington in the Super Bowl. Go Lions, beat the Commanders so we can hush up the Jaden Daniels crowd. All right. So thank you, Red Light 34. But I'm going to have to disagree with the Chiefs fucking losing. Go Chiefs. Dave says they've added more names to the attendees list for CubsCon. Really? Let's see. Oops. CubsCon. By the way, Cubs Convention has their own app. How freaking cool is this? They had the app. They started the app last year, so it shows like here's all the attendees that are coming. So who did they add? James Triantos? Was he added? I don't remember him being on there, but I've got cards for him, so maybe he was. Matt Festa, I think he was on there. Tyler Zombro. Who in the hell is Tyler Zombro? We got Sandberg, Dunston, Nate Pearson, Rick Sutcliffe, Kevin Alcantara, Matt Caesar, Michael Bush, Pat Hughes, Jed Hoyer, Porter Hodge, Ryan Dempster, Boog, Craig Counsell, Ted Lilly. Oh, was Ted Lilly on there? Yeah, he was, because I've got cards for him. Kerry Wood, Matt Shaw, Elise Menaker, Jordan Wicks, Fergie Jenkins, Jody Davis, Giovanni Soto, Kate Horton, Luke Little, Tim Stoddard, Julian Merriweather, Bobby Dernier, Moises Ballesteros, Bill Madlock, Justin Steele, Ron Coomer, my boy, Glendon Rush, Ben Brown, Ray Burris, Brian McRae, Pete Crow Armstrong, Brandon Birdsell, my buddy Ethan Roberts, Javier Assad, Gage Workman, Andre Dawson. Oh, Ben Cowles is a new ad. Rob Zdrizny, Tyson Miller, Gavin Hollowell, also a new addition. Jason Hamill, Jackson Wiggins, Paul Bacco, Randy Wells, Kyle Tucker, Jack Neely. Is he a new ad? Reed Johnson, Rich Nye, Lloyd McClendon, Aramis Ramirez, D. Lee, Derek Lee, Lee Smith, Sammy Sosa, Caleb Tealbar, Matt Boyd, and Owen Casey. So, yeah, it looks like they added a couple names. Porter, what's happening? Good morning. Red Light 34 was going to close his eBay store, and I sold 20 cards. Isn't that how it works? What the fuck? You know, similar, this has happened to me in the past with my Cubs. So I've collected Cubs cards since I was 7 years old. Like, I would collect Cubs cards. Like, I had a Cubs card collection. And of course, when I was 7, it was, a bunch of shitty 88 and 89 cards. And then, 98, I got back into cards. When I got my driver's license, I drive down to the card shop. I dig through quarter boxes and pick out Jeff Blauser and Mickey Morandini cards and buy 98 Bowman. And, and then just kind of set them aside. I was on eBay. I was buying and selling on eBay in 1999. And then in college, may have opened a credit card and got into some credit card debt. I go to start selling my cards and I'm like, I don't want to sell this and I don't want to sell this. And then I'd replenish my Cubs collection. I'd go to sell it again. You start going through the binder. I can't get this. I can't get rid of this stuff. We're setting up at card shows and I'm like, I'm going to put these in a quarter box. I can't do that. So why not collect 1 million Cubs cards and just not sell anything? But by the way, I did add to my eBay store, 99centcards.com. I did add. Was that scrolling? I did add. I think that was scrolling and I took it down. 99centcards.com. I did add Cubs cards. I'm actually moving. I'm gonna take a break on collects. It's not that stuff's not selling. I haven't listed anything in 3 or 4 months to collects. But it's that second platform. It's kind of what I feared with a second platform. I don't give it the tender love and care that it deserves. So I'm going to move everything off of collects. I started moving, and this is why I'm thankful that I saved batches in Card Dealer Pro, because I can just go to Card Dealer Pro. I can take my batch, like, here's 2E, 2F. I can go to the batch 2E and I can go through. Okay. That one sold. Delete from Card Dealer Pro, delete, and upload to eBay. So I listed about 100 or 200 Cubs cards yesterday that were in my collect store, now over on eBay at 99centcards.com. Where are we at? Let's see. Cooter's here. Good morning. That looks like a fun Ernie toy hanging from your doorknob. Yes. I actually did think of that this morning as I walk. I'm like, I'm going to have to put that away before Ernie comes down here. Sports card ripping teacher says, I thought hobby was $89. I thought it was interesting. The jumbo said at least one auto. Last year it said one auto and 2 relics. So maybe an extra relief pitcher auto in series 1. I think it's always been one auto guaranteed, 3 hits, 1 auto guaranteed. I think the wording is the same in jumbo. You've always been guaranteed an auto, but you also get 2 other hits. Could be an auto, could be a relic. It's one of those things where I debated back and forth. You buy a case of jumbo, you get 6. So you're guaranteed 6 autos in a case of jumbo. You're not guaranteed anything in a hobby case, 12 boxes, but you're probably going to get 4 autos in a case of hobby, same price. You're going to get a lot more cards. So it's kind of, it's kind of 100 pennies here and $1 here. But there's always that, like, hobby's a pain in the ass. Like, more cards means more pain in the ass to sort. And hopefully you get a better auto than what you would have got in hobby. I think a lot of update jumbos in 2024 had a second auto. I can't remember what last year, because I did buy a jumbo case last year, and I can't remember how many autos I pulled. F-bomb, Bears need a 500 season before we start to acknowledge them. Well, maybe you should start beating them. That would be, how about Green Bay beats the Bears, and then you can start acknowledging them. What do you expect the fans to do when they announce the front office on Friday? Well, I expect probably a lot of booing. Tom Ricketts for sure will get a lot of boos. I think they will do a lot of booing. Even with the Kyle Tucker trade, not much. And of course, yesterday we learned Roki Sasaki is not coming to Chicago. He's down to Toronto, San Diego, and of course, the Dodgers. Now, that's not the front office's fault. I mean, maybe partially to blame, but yeah, I think they'll get booed. Joe Caprino is going to be at Cubs convention. Excellent. So we've got 3 in the chat, at least 3 in the chat. Dan is not going to be at Cubs convention. Damn it, Dan. Vince says, I thought it was 3D printed from the pick yesterday. Nice. Yeah. This is actually the second one I've received. First one was just for the, it was just for one touches because it was before it was graded. I had it in a one touch. So had to get a PSA necklace. Bink Scott, good morning. Cooter says your sandwich board should now say 1 million Cubs for sale. No. Mark Carpenter's in the house. What's happening? Good morning. Do you allow Cardinals fans in your chat? We allow it. I think Porter. Where's Porter at? Porter's a Cardinals fan. Peter's here. He says, good morning. Love that F-bomb thingy. Yeah, this is from Red Light 30. This is also 3D printed. Red Light 34. He also prints the Cubs couch card holder. 3D printed. Sports car gripping teacher says, give the sign to Ronnie Woo Woo and he'll walk around the park, Chicago, and the world with it. Free advertisement. That's actually pretty phenomenal. And he probably would do it. Yeah, just give him a couple beers and Ronnie would be on his way. I never thought of that. Damn it, Vince, you should have told me that 3 years ago. Big says, LOL, Cardinals fans and Cubs fans coexist where Bo grew up. Yeah, we growing up, Anawan definitely skewed Cubs, but there was a fair amount of Cardinals. I'm trying to think of like my friends. 2 of my good friends were Cardinals fans, despite being Cardinals fans. I had at least 1 or 2. I had one like diehard White Sox fan as a friend in my class. And then there were a couple that were like kind of White Sox fans, but that was like the kind of White Sox fans because of like NWA and like White Sox were cool, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s because of like the colors. Because we were big on colors in Anawan, Illinois. You're repping the wrong color in Anawan. Carp says, good morning. Do you allow Cardinals fans in your chat? We sure do. Mark is here. Good morning. Brian, what's happening? Not that anyone here cares, but Pokemon has gone insane again. Let's hope we see that with sports too. Yeah, Pokemon is just, it's over the last couple of years, it's just gone parabolic. Tracy says, go Chiefs. Troy says, winner of Bills and Ravens takes down the evil empire in Kansas City. Well, hopefully it's Buffalo. I have a feeling, and I was talking about this in one of my group chats, where I honestly think it's going to be the Ravens. I think the Ravens will represent the AFC. Who do I think is going to represent the NFC? It's probably going to be the Eagles. It'll probably be Eagles or Commanders because those are the 2 teams I don't want to win this weekend. And I just have a feeling it's going to be the Ravens. Just have a feeling. Brian says, Aramis and D. Lee, Brian, circa 2007 would be geeking out. Heck yeah. Hey, Bo, circa 2025 is going to be geeking out. John Keating's in the house. Can someone call NFC North headquarters and tell them the playoffs have started? Yeah. Not much going on in the NFC North. Orlando, good morning. Victor, the rookie card specialist, good morning. He says this snow and traffic making commute a hot mess here in Northwest Indiana. That's a bummer. Yeah, we did get some snow overnight. We got a little snow here in Wisconsin, just enough to cover the sidewalk and the grass. John says leaving Collects will help you focus on your whatnot launch. You never know. You never know. I don't plan on, I think 2 months ago, I was probably more like, yes, I will sell on whatnot in 2025. I'm going to focus on eBay and make eBay my bread and butter. I was using Collects as a secondary platform, as just kind of play money. And I still have a few $100s in my Collects account. And I got to thinking, what did I say I was using Collects? Like Collects was my side hustle, kind of like I used to use Sport Lots. Like, I'll make some money and just buy cards with it. Well, guess what? I haven't sold on Sport Lots in almost 10 years, and there's a reason why. And that's similar to Collects. It's just their side hustle thing. I don't need a side hustle. I can just move stuff over to eBay. I'm not completely poo-pooing whatnot down the road, but it's definitely not in my near-term plans. Carp says, impressive list of attendees at CubsCon. Even though I'm a Cardinals fan, I really enjoy Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer on radio. They crack me up. They are awesome. Pat and Ron, awesome radio duo. Enjoy them much more than the TV broadcast for the Cubs of Boog. I am not a Boog Sciambi fan. It's like mute the damn TV and turn the radio on. Orlando says, big YouTube group text I'm in asking why Keating took down his videos. People are concerned. John, what's going on? People are concerned. Where's that 70s card show? Everyone who wants to see my videos has seen them, Orlando. Troy says he ain't coming to Toronto either. I really hope Roki Sasaki chooses Toronto, because I don't want him to go to nobody wants him to go to the Dodgers unless you're a Dodgers fan. Everybody's rooting against that. I don't really necessarily want him to go to San Diego either, because they're still in the National League. So at least in Toronto, give Toronto something. Although, Toronto's got enough, but they're in the American League. I hope he goes to Toronto. Red Light says, who 3D printed it? I need to get the STL file so I can print one. It is Simple Key. Here, I'll show you the eBay store. Oh, I want to keep that link up. Let me go to my purchases. I wonder if here we go. And they're like a TCG seller. Oh, wrong tab. We want this tab. Share this one. So this is the seller. Simple is key _TCG. Simple is key _TCG. And you can choose from gold is the most popular. You got silky white. You got silver. You got silk black, which looks like silver. You got black, which actually looks black. You got red, which looks red. So there you go. Simple is key _TCG on eBay. That's where I got it. Where we at? John says, do White Sox fans ever dress up in their authentic jerseys and crash CubsCon, challenge you guys to a rumble? I am not aware of that ever happening. Mark says, while you're online, any place you recommend buying 330 or 660 count boxes? I don't know. I shop around. So here's where I'll shop around, typically Columbia Hobby, BCW. Those are basically the two that I go through. So it just kind of depends. I'm not really buying too many. I can't even remember where I bought. And sometimes I can say, and I have a wholesale account with both. Now BCW won't ship to me because I have a residential address. But I think the last time I ordered 4-row boxes, I think I ordered them off eBay. Like, I think they were cheaper on eBay than going through Columbia Hobbies wholesale prices. Which wholesale, that's why, I'm not giving many discounts on my supplies if I sell them at card shows, because my discount isn't much better than what you get at retail. And it might even be more. In some instances, you might find them cheaper at other places. So I usually still do shop around when I'm looking at supplies. If anybody knows where the best place to buy 330 count and 660 count boxes, drop it in the chat. Zach and Porter are here. Good morning. Bing says we got about an inch of snow here. That's probably about what we got here. Just enough to cover the sidewalk. Sports card ripping teacher says, time to get to work, but I have seen Ronnie Woo Woo at Lambeau Field, and another friend of mine has seen him at the Rose Bowl parade. The guy gets around, and he usually spends like most of March in Arizona at spring training. Max says, see the video of the prototypical Philly fan harassing the woman at the game. So that was interesting. Now, I'm not defending this Philly fan, but I guarantee you there's more to that story. I don't think that guy was harassing those fans the entire game. I wonder if it was the other way around, and that guy finally had enough, and he's like, oh, here we go. Now, the Packer fan that was filming also, I think it was even mentioned. I think the guy that was doing the video even mentioned it. It wasn't like he was holding his phone up. He had one of those fucking GoPros on his chest. I think they were baiting. And they were baiting him. Now, I'm not defending his actions, the Philly guy. I'm not defending saying what he said. He's going to have to suffer those repercussions. But I have a feeling the Packer fans initiated that. And kind of like in the game of football, the person that retaliates usually gets the flag. And I have a feeling that's what happened in that instance in Philadelphia over the weekend. Sports card ripping teacher says, good morning, Zach. Have a good day. Zach says, you too. Whatnot works well with mascot, says Mark. Yeah, and I need to reconnect with mascot. Victor says, can a site like Mascot help you with your dual selling platform, assuming both are connected? Yes. So Mascot helps. Mascot is connected with eBay, Whatnot, Shopify. Is it? Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. So here's the, oops, wrong screen. There we go. All right. So here's Mascot. So Shopify, I don't know what NBA is. Shopify, Whatnot, eBay, TikTok, which who knows if that's going to be around for much longer. 130 Point, PSA, Beckett, Amazon, Tag, CGC. Is there another one? There's another one. CGC Comics. Is there another one? Comic Connect. And there you go. So yeah, There's SGC who they're integrated with. Card Hedge. Where we at? Brian says, "Boog to the Yankees for a bag of peanuts is the trade we need." Absolutely. I'm on board with that trade. Mark says, "Syncing my eBay inventory since integrating, have done an additional 2K in sales in a couple months." Very nice. Brian says, "To Red Light, we need to print Bo a bag that says shit on one side and poop on the other." Dude's going to lose his fucking job. Good. Michael Renicky, good morning. Cooter says, "Why do we care about the Eagles fan? That term will be uttered on a daily basis in the Oval Office for the next 4 years." Brian says, "Bo, given your hobby celebrity status, have you been approached by Fanatics to sell on Fanatics Live?" I've not been approached by Fanatics to sell on Fanatics Live. Johnny M says, "Good morning. The only problem I can see you having on Whatnot is I believe they expect you to ship within 2 days," which I think that wouldn't be a problem for me if I'm doing like the auctions, because everything would be curated. Here's auction 1, auction 2, auction 3. When I do my YouTube sales, everything's shipped the next day. When I do the bulk, everything's bulked up. So I would run it similarly to how I handle my YouTube sales, where everything's already packaged up, ready to go, and you just go through, slap a label on it. So I don't think that would be an issue. Now, what would be an issue is if I did buy it nows on Whatnot. If I have to ship within 2 days on buy it now items on Whatnot, that would be a problem. But for live auctions, that would not be an issue. So that's what I had. So keeping everything on eBay, and maybe Whatnot in 2025, but not at least in the near future. We'll see. The thing with life and business is I don't like to be hard set on, okay, I'm only selling on eBay and no other platform. I'll try it out. No, I'm also stubborn. And we're just going to ignore the back and forth here in the chat. So I am open to other platforms. We tried Collects, and I went in like, oh yeah, this is going to be a secondary platform. This is going to be, basically I'll use this money to buy Cubs stuff, buy Cubs cards. But at the same time, it's a kind of a pain. It's like, okay, if I'm only making, X amount, I don't want to take away from my main source of online income being eBay. And if I was struggling on eBay, then yes, I'll try multiple platforms and try that. But my eBay is growing, getting more sales, getting more traffic. So as long as I keep building that, in my personality, I am better suited focusing on one task. Like I'm very ADD. I'm very ADD, but I'm better when it's okay. Let's focus on eBay. So that's what we're going to do. And, a big part of the growth on eBay has been auctions and implementing auctions, and also knowing what to give away. And by giveaway, I mean, let's going to roll the dice and 99-cent auction this stuff. I've also learned what not to roll the dice and do 99-cent auctions. Okay, if I go buy a slab for $10 at a show, let's not roll the dice and go 99 cents, because there's a good chance it's going to sell for 99 cents or $2 or $3. And so now there's, in some instances, maybe I bought that slab for $10 a year ago, and it's been sitting in my eBay store for $20 or best offer, and I haven't even received a single offer in a year. Well, it's time to cut bait, 99-cent auction it. And if it sells for 99 cents, hey, it's $1 in hand as opposed to taking up space in in my eBay store and on my shelf. So I think that's something I've learned over the last couple months where, I'm good with turning and burning, but I've also been kind of stagnant with my inventory. And so now I'm starting to be better at, all right, shit or get off the pot. These NBA premium stocks have been in my store since 2020. I did drop the price on premium stock, and I think I've sold a few. I sold a bunch of Lugu Dort rookies, like a $10 sale on Lugu Dorts that have been in my store for almost 5 years. That stuff does sell, but at the same time, okay, a few months go by. All right, time to get off the pot, and let's just delete like 4L. 4L. I don't think I sold a single card out of that batch, maybe a couple here and there over the last 2-3 years. All right, 4L, we're deleting you out of my eBay store and open that up for new inventory. And some stuff, okay, ending today. What's ending today in my eBay store? And let's move that to an auction. Hey, speaking of auctions, let's check out are these ending tonight? I think these are ending tonight. So tonight, eBay auctions live, 7 p.m. Central. We will stream live here on YouTube, and here's the first auction ending. These cards sell for like $5 at Buy It Now, and we don't even have a single bid. Mike Schmidt, Lou Brock, Johnny Bench, Topps Archives Reserve. These are like the chrome refractory kind. So those are some nice cards. A couple of serial numbered to 250. Scott Rowland, Hall of Famer. One's got a bid. Looking for a bid on the Cincinnati Reds card. We've got a Topps Chrome Auto, rookie auto. No bids yet. Same with Oliver Ortega. That is an auto. You just can't see it because it was feed scanned. We've got green foil. We've got a retail blue Lucius Fox and a gold Lucius Fox. 85-star Alton Lister. So some of this stuff was just converted from Buy It Now. We got a Bo Jackson rated rookie. Darryl Strawberry 84 Topps rookie. Jackson Merrill Chrome rookie. Jackson Holiday Chrome rookie. Tarek Skubal First Bowman Chrome. Chipper Jones Museum Collection. This one's numbered to 99. We've got some Pete Rose from 86 Topps and Leaf. A couple of nice Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Gold Cups, Rainbow Foil, and the Topps Gold. Another Jackson Holiday, Stars of the Game, Stars of MLB rookie. Let Him Cook, Shohei Ohtani. Ellie De La Cruz, Chrome rookie. Dylan Cruz, he's going to have a rookie card in Top Series 1. That's his first Bowman. Alex Bregman, free agent, rookie card from Archives. Jackson Holiday, a couple Mojos, Power Up, and the rookie Mojo. There's the AI insert. Frank Thomas, serial numbered to 150. Babe Ruth, starting lineup card. Some first Bowman Chrome, some color, some purples. We've got a yellow, Brooks Lee. Dylan Cruz Mojo, Mike Trout Mojo, Ellie De La Cruz, Will Clark, Harold Baines. We were just talking about those number one draft picks from 85 Topps. Ken Griffey Jr., not too many White Sox Ken Griffey Jr. cards out there. Eric Davis rookie card. Don Mattingly, Fleer rookie. And we've got a couple sets. One set and a partial set. ET, complete set. 87 cards. And Mork and Mindy partial set. It's 85 of the 99 cards from 1978. And we'll wrap it up with a huge lot, 50 of these scratch-offs, unperforated. So there's 150 of the, if you ripped them apart, there'd be 150 cards. 50 of them currently at $425. So get those bids in, 99centcards.com. Those auctions end tonight, and we'll stream live starting at 7 p.m. Central Time this evening. Let's go check out some of the chat. Let's see. Orlando says, stay focused. eBay is your jam. Yes, I'm going to take your advice. eBay, we're going to go tunnel vision, but I'm going to drive down this eBay tunnel with windows, though. I'm going to have windows because I'm going to peek out. I might slow down and check out whatnot, check out Collects, check out some other platforms, but I'm going to drive. It's a tunnel. It's got windows. I can look. Drive down the tunnel. Anthony Thomas, good morning. He's setting up his Whatnot account this weekend. Very nice. Let me know how it goes. Let's see. Victor says, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. And that's a really good point. You know, and I think that's something that I came to the conclusion, especially when auction started, my sales were really just kind of stagnant. I needed to do something. And I think that's why I was trying collects, why I started doing auctions, why I was flirting with other platforms, because my sales weren't down, but my sales weren't up. And in business, you can't just be content with status quo. You want to be growing. Now, I did grow year over year. Even if you completely took out all of my auctions from the last couple months of 2024, I still grew my eBay business from 2023 to 2024. But it wasn't enough growth. And I want to see more growth, and I want to see even more growth for 2025. But I want to see that growth on eBay. And I think that's kind of what I came to the conclusion at the end of 2024 was, it's not broke, but it needs maintenance. I didn't need to completely fix my business, but I needed to maintain my business. And I was kind of ignoring the maintenance part of my eBay store. And I was just content with scanning a bunch of cards and $1.75 cards. And then all of a sudden, early December, I'm like, how come my sales are like, I'm selling the same amount of inventory, but my numbers are just down? Well, it's because I was just scanning $1.75 card. Like, well, shit, I need some higher dollar items. I've been scanning but I've got a ton of new inventory in my store, but it's $1.75 inventory. Let's throw some $20 inventory. I've got that scanner I haven't used in 2 years. I used it twice just to test it out. Let's throw that on. I've got unopened stuff just sitting there. Let's move some of this stale, dead inventory and let's turn it into some cash and grow that way. Because just sitting on a shelf unlisted is not going to make me any money. But also maintaining my eBay store within the eBay store, like tab 4L. Like, have I sold anything out of tab 4L? Like, let's just purge this stuff. It's just taking up space on eBay servers and in my eBay store. I'm not going to flip it to auction because it was 4L was like 83 Topps football comments. And I don't even think it had individual photos. It had just a stock photo. So just tending to my store. Do I need all the Aristides Aquino? And I mentioned Aristides Aquino quite often. There's still like 48 in my eBay store. I'll eventually take those out. I'll start going through. It's a lot easier to take tabs out. I can just 4L, boom, and then I'll just replace 4L with new inventory. Aristides Aquino a little different because then you've got 48 different cards to pull from 48 different SKUs. Don't necessarily want to do that, but if it's in a SKU, just pull out, delete 4L, take these cards, put them in a quarter box, dime box, whatever it might be. A little maintenance. Brian says, nope, no, we're just going to ignore those comments. Let's see, where are we at? Turn and burn is the game, says JG. On Whatnot, think you would kill it. Brian agrees with JG. Big Scott says 2008 and 2009 for Griffey Jr. White Sox cards. I have a few. Let's see. Where are we at? If LRS bought any baseball cards, it would be those. Brian says, Bo is trying to spice up his hobby life. Next, he will out mirrors on his shipping room ceiling. Put mirrors. Let's see. John says, you should hand out gift cards to your subscribers. I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Odd Merchant says your growth needs to come from better products. If you want to grow your bottom line, you're not going to grow it by just putting more inventory in your eBay store. Putting more $1.75 cards in your eBay store, you're going to sell more volume, but your growth is going to be here. And this is just common sense, right? All right. You go from 50,000 items in your eBay store to 100,000 items in your eBay store. Don't expect twice the amount of income or sales, revenue. It just numbers just don't work that way. You're going to see you're going to see that growth. That growth is going to be, you're going to see a jump. If you go from 0 to 1,000, you're going to see a pretty big jump. You go from 1,000 to 3,000, you're going to see another jump. It's not going to be as much as that 0 to 1,000. You go from 3,000 to 10,000, you're going to see growth. You go from 10,000 to 20,000, and all of a sudden it just kind of starts flatlining, and your growth is very minimal. So you do need to sprinkle in. Now, $1.75 cards, that's my bread and butter. It takes very little time to pick, pack, and ship, pick, pack, and ship those $1.75 cards. But at the same time, you got to sprinkle in some of those higher dollar cards if you want that higher dollar, your revenue, your dollar amount revenue to increase. Odd Merchants understands. Absolutely. Let's see. There you go. Average sale price is where the improvement needs to happen. Absolutely. And that's why Max sells Pokemon. Odd Merchant says, I think that's why Dollar Box sells $2.99. Everyone else has listed for $1.50. He promotes the hell out of them, and eBay would rather sell a $2.99 card than $1.50. And it also happens, it's not necessarily the price. Now, does eBay want to make more money on a sale? Absolutely. But at the same time, if you just put a common, where's it? Do I have a common here? I bet I have one in my Cubs box. Kyle Hendricks. If you put this in your store, if other people have it for $1.50, somebody lists it for $2.99, that doesn't necessarily mean eBay's going to push it. You're going to sell it for $2.99. You're not going to get that because it's Kyle. It's a common. It's an Allen and Ginter common. And eBay wants liquid inventory. They don't want just the highest price. They also want liquid. They'd rather have a Patrick Mahomes at $2.99 than a Kyle Hendricks at $2.99 because Patrick Mahomes is going to sell. There's also, if you want to see, this is pretty interesting. And somebody was talking about, there's a hobby. I don't watch much hobby content, but so I can probably whittle it down to one of like three. And I was actually, surprising thing, we were probably looking at these metrics at the same time on Terapeak research. And over the weekend, I was looking into this, and so this is under your research tab in your eBay store. Let's see, add to stage. Here we go. So this shows some insight into what's selling, what's the search volume, what's moving, what's the sell-through rate on various categories. So we've got this under, these are saved categories on CardView. It shows like what's a good opportunity. Posters are a great opportunity. If you have posters lying around, sell-through rate is just under 5%. Search volume, 42,225. There's 45,000 active listings. You go to price guides. I've been listing some Beckett's. Not a good sell-through. Now, have I sold some Beckett's? Yeah, I sure have. But is it a good opportunity? Probably not. You're probably going to list a bunch of Beckett's depending on your price. You may move them. You may not move them. You got a 2.19 sell-through rate on price guides in the sports trading card category. Yearbooks and programs, pretty good opportunity. I've had more success selling old Beckett's than I have the few yearbooks and programs I have in my eBay store. Magazines, not very good. Bobbleheads, good opportunity. 6.5% sell-through rate on bobbleheads. Let's go into trading card. Oh, do we have? I don't have trading card singles on here. So here's some sets. Good, almost 7% on trading card sets. Non-trading card sets, 6%. Let's see. All right, let's go to top categories. Now this is all over the place. Books, not a very good opportunity there. 1.7% sell-through rate. But at the same time, your trading cards are also going to be trading card singles, actually higher than I thought. 3.17% sell-through rate Look at the active listings on trading card singles in sports cards. 85 million active listings in trading cards. That's your competition. There are 85 million trading card singles listed on eBay. 85 million. And that kind of goes against, now, does eBay want to favor a $2.99 sale over a $1.50 sale? Yes, but smart consumers are going to say, I'm not going to pay $2.99 for a common. I can probably find this for $1.50, and it may take them, a few extra seconds to find that $1.50 card. Let's see. Is there non-trading card singles in here? Collectible card games. 7% sell-through rate on, and I'm assuming that's TCG, Pokemon, Magic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but collectible card games, only 11 million active listings, and you've got a nearly 7% sell-through rate on TCG, whereas sports cards, your sell-through rate is just over 3%. So just that's some good information if you have just random shit lying around, like, hey, what? Oh, this has a 10% sell-through rate or 8% sell-through rate. Let's see, where we at? Shane says, growth is just seeing what works and doing more of that. Pretty simple. Absolutely. And Shane's a lot guy, and I've dabbled in lots, and I've been putting more together, and I have a buyer of cards in bulk. Shane may know who that is, and it's kind of given me the opportunity to what I don't sell. I'm just watching a football game. I'm going to put some lots together, and what I've found is, for me, the smaller lots have sold, kind of outsold the larger lots. Now, ideally, you'd rather have a $25, $30, 50 card lot than a $5, 8 card lot. But I'm selling through the small lots faster than I am the larger lots. Would I rather have $25 and $30 sales over a $5 sale? Well, fuck yeah, who wouldn't? That's just not the reality. I'm moving those $5 items a lot faster. And that's where it comes in. It's not just having the higher dollar items. You got to sell through those. And I'd rather sell through, if I'm only moving 2 or 3 50 count lots a week, $75 a week, where I can move through 58 card lots at $5, $250. Give me the $250 over 75 every day. Max says, made about 10 to 15K last week in sticker price. BJ was nice repricing my inventory. I sell everything for the record, just Pokemon at shows. Don't have another person I trust to man a third table. Odd Merchant says, don't really understand the Pokemon thing. I think Marvel or Disney will eventually do better long-term if they market correctly. I'm gonna agree with Max. Like, yeah, there's a long way to go. Just from I don't dabble in any of that, but I observe it at the shows, and like Pokemon and TCG, Pokemon mainly, is like a freight train, and Marvel and Disney are like a fucking cow in the middle of the train tracks right now. Now, could that change down the road in 10, 20, 30 years? Yeah, absolutely. Who would have thought Pokemon even 10 years ago, or 5 years ago for that matter? Who would have thought Pokemon 5 years ago was like this today? Is there a chance that Disney, and I think probably Disney has more of an opportunity there than Marvel, because Disney's still kind of coming up in the trading card game. But I think it's going to be, Pokemon right now is just a runaway freight train. That's basically like saying cricket cards are going to overtake baseball cards long term. I would think Spider-Man or Mickey Mouse would move the needle more than Pikachu. No, not at all. Not at all. And yeah, Brian, not a chance. Mickey Mouse and Spider-Man, unless you're like 80 years old, do kids today even know who the hell Mickey Mouse is? I guess now that Topps has Marvel, there are some major hype ahead. Pokemon, wildly more popular. Pokemon is the largest IP in the world. Disney is like a fraction of that. Odd Merchant says for now. Yeah, I don't see that changing. I mean, it's been like that for 25 years now. The mouse has been around since before Uncle Rich and 70s guy. It's had its chance. Disney didn't enter the card business if they didn't think they could compete. Brian says, I'm not anti-Marvel or Disney. I'm just seeing what's there. The newest release for Pokemon boxes are selling for 3x MSRP, and it hasn't released yet. You do realize Lorcana isn't doing great. It's almost gone. Tiger entered the market to get a piece, not compete. Yeah, get a piece. Kind of like grading companies. Grading companies enter the market not to compete with PSA. They're entering the market to get a piece. Like, hey, there's opportunity here. You enter a market to not compete with the big guys. I didn't enter low end singles to compete with Burbank, but I saw an opportunity. John says that's kind of like saying pickleball will overcome basketball. Basketball has a bit of a head start. Max says they aren't even close to Yu-Gi-Oh, and the gap between Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic is much larger. Now Pokemon has 2 trading card games, one exclusive for mobile phone. No disrespect to Spidey. No, but they know YouTube. I don't sell kids games. I sell adult pictures of men on cardboard. SCR Classic, right? You card fondler. All right. That's what I had for today. Don't forget, we go live tonight, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Time. eBay auctions live. Take a look at my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Get your bids in now. Buy 7 or more items at regular price. Save 25% off at checkout. By the way, there's an auction that I've been tracking. I'm not going to give it away because I don't want competition, but I've been tracking an auction. I was hoping to get some steals and deals from this auction house, but it doesn't appear that I'm going to be getting any steals and deals from my email updates on getting outbid. So I'll probably be tracking that during the auction. Towards the end of the night, I might share what it depends on if the stuff's going grossly overpriced. I will share the auction house with you. But otherwise, I'm going to keep that to myself. Can't give away all my secrets. All right. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, visit that eBay store, 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more buy it now items at regular price. You'll save 25% off at checkout. I did add a few hundred singles to my eBay store yesterday, so check those out. If you're a Cubs collector, most of those were Cubs cards, so check those out. Save 25% off when you buy 7 or more. And get those bids in on the auctions. All right, like, subscribe. See you in 11 hours. Have a great day. See you tonight.